I'd now like to very quickly introduce Maciza McPherson, who may be known to you. I first met Maciza when we shared a platform at Wollongong University to discuss this issue with Fred and I. And then we heard a lot of misinformation. Yes, that's right. So we really enjoyed ourselves tremendously, and Maciza is very knowledgeable on this issue and very articulate about the history of hemp as well. But tonight he's actually going to be talking about cannabis publishing and censorship, and in particular the Simply Living ban. And after that, he's going to be... Simply Living is a name of magazine, by the way, as you probably know. And then when Maciza is finished, he's going to introduce John Jiggin.
Good evening, everybody. I've been involved in the pro-cannabis law reform fight for over 15 years now. I first became aware of the issue in '79 as a teenager. I got involved in 1982. From 1982 to 1987, we published hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of pieces of information, unfortunately printed on chemically treated wood pulp paper, promoting the fight. We thought we were going to have some luck with the New South Wales government in the late 80s, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and it set us back quite a number of years following the Liberal government which we ended up with. During that time, we have tried numerous approaches to the government to get action out of them. We've tried numerous approaches to the community, from posters, parties, rallies, demonstrations, petitions, inviting members of the public to write in to their elected representatives, etc. Unfortunately, we've only had luck in ACT and South Australia, and the people who have worked there certainly should be thanked because they're leading the way. Probably one of our greatest publicity stunts would have been the free marijuana phone Neville posters in about 1987 with the phone number of the state office block. They changed the phone number for the state office block about 3 months after that campaign, subsequent to the secretaries all complaining about the number of people ringing up and asking for a person called Neville in order to get marijuana. We certainly contemplate that perhaps we should do a free marijuana phone Bob campaign. To come more back to the issue of the evening and publishing, I was co-author of an article which appeared in last year's summer edition of Simply Living magazine, which caused quite a furore up north of the border. The article was basically a how to grow cannabis. It was very straightforward. It didn't show anything that hasn't been told in numerous other books that are available widely across the country. In fact, I think it falls far short of some publications which are even available in Queensland probably to this day. But unfortunately, someone took offence to the fact that I provided information on how to grow cannabis and how to avoid detection from the police, which was merely a reference to chicken wire being sprayed black. Now, this is illegal information. This is not the sort of thing that you should be telling people, particularly in Queensland. Following the banning in Queensland, it ended up becoming a restricted publication in, I think, the ACT, South Australia and Northern Territory. There are, however, still some copies available at Gould's Book Arcade. Unfortunately, they've covered the front cover, and it's now the Simply Living, the controversial issue. The controversy would really be why they actually banned it. Since then, I've had an article which I've not yet seen published in the Reader's Digest, and I would recommend that you all go out and knock off your mother's copy of the Reader's Digest and don't buy it because it'll add to their profit. So steal a copy, borrow it from the library and photocopy. Anne Simons has offered to supply you with copies, Parliament House. In that there are, from what I've been told, numerous lies, misquotes, the usual sort of doggerel garbage which we have come overly used to from people in positions of power. I've got some small quote in there saying basically that people should be allowed to grow it and smoke it as they wish, as it causes negligible harm to the community. Certainly you should all buy Jack's book, read it in reference to the Reader's Digest article, and write as many letters under as many names possible back to them. Hopefully we could end up with something like the Triple J phone poll of 91 or 92, where they got some 10,000 respondents with 99 point something% supporting decriminalisation. The Reader's Digest needs to be told. The papers need to be told. You have to spread this information, this illegal, controversial information on cannabis around to anybody you can, and most particularly to the people in Parliament, in power. Richard and Anne and a number of other Labor people already know, so they can be spared. But certainly Bob Carr, your local representatives, etc. Information is power. Knowledge is power. They have overtrodden the marijuana campaign through lies and deceit. Fortunately now we have the information to provide the truth and ram it back down their throats, and we will be successful. Following the publication of this, there are copies of a shortened down version, Banned, The Easy Guide to Growing Dope, available. This was actually published subsequent to the banning of the Simply Living article by John Jiggins and Hemp in Queensland, an action which they are certainly to be commended for. It is an act of civil disobedience which should be admired and applauded. Certainly to take it the step further and republish Hemp and the Marijuana Conspiracy, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, in such a volatile political and social climate should be applauded. I'd like to get John up now to address you and talk about his experiences. Thank you.